Hey everybody, hope that you're having a good day. Hope that the week has gone well for you, that you are enduring the heat. We are still in Mark chapter 8. We're going to be there today and again tomorrow as well. The disciples have confessed, Peter has confessed that Jesus is the Messiah. And then Jesus tells them that he is going to die. And we're looking at Mark beginning in verse 31. And let me read this to you. Jesus then began to teach that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, teachers of the law, and that he must be killed and after 3 days rise again. He spoke plainly about this, and Peter took Jesus aside and began to rebuke him. But when Jesus turned and looked at his disciples, he rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan. You do not have in mind the things of God, but the things of men." Now that's a pretty strong statement from Jesus to say, "Get behind me, Satan." And Jesus isn't saying that Peter is filled with Satan, but the idea is filled with Satan. And the reason is that we don't ever want to let a loved one go, do we? When a loved one is dying, we want them to be with us. We want them to stay with us. In the same way, Jesus had to die. He was going to die for their sins, for our sins, so that we could find forgiveness, so that our relationship with God, which is broken, could be healed, and God could look at us as if we hadn't sinned before because of what Jesus does for us. But if Jesus doesn't die for us, then none of that could happen. The hope for eternity is never going to happen. And so Peter doesn't want Jesus to die. He's like, "Man, that's not going to happen. You don't be talking like this, man. You're crazy." And Jesus saying, "Whoa." But notice what Jesus does. He looks at the disciples. Mark tells us that he spoke plainly about this, and Peter took Jesus aside. And then when Jesus turned, he looked at his disciples and then rebuked Peter. So Jesus wants all the disciples to hear this. This isn't necessarily for Peter only. Peter's the one who came to Jesus, but it could be that all the disciples were murmuring, and Peter, being the brash one, got up and said, "Jesus, what are you talking about, man? This isn't going to happen. We're going to protect you. We're going to die with you." And so Jesus tells them, "Hey, hold on. Here's the bad news. I'm going to die. But here's the good news. My death is going to break the bonds of death. And you're going to experience the resurrection as well. And it's going to be good for you. So trust me. Even though you don't want me to die, and I get it, it's good for me to die. Because now, you have the gift of everlasting life. You have reconciliation with God. You have that salvation that you've longed for. So, Peter, hold on, man, because great things are happening that you don't even understand yet. Hey, folks, hold on to Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody comes to the Father except through him. God bless you.